Hello students, welcome to EPG Pathshala. I am Hema Cholin working with ImplementNet Center as Scientific and Technical Officer. Today let's discuss on the topic serial control. The main objective of this module is to impart knowledge on different aspects of serial control. The main objectives are the definition and purpose of automated serial control, then advantages of computerized serial control subsystem, get a thorough insight into the operations involved in automated serials management in a library, all tasks involved in serials control including selection, subscription, payment, check-in, reminder, claiming, binding and article indexing, and also implications of computer operations in serials control, creation and maintenance of master databases, electronic journal management system, and advantages of computerized serial control system. Now let me introduce you about serial control. Serials management, an important module of integrated library management system and also is a part of library operations, has become increasingly complex over the years. Serials control is considered as one of the most complicated library function that is labor intensive and demands high degree of attention for accuracy and details. And also managing the serials is considered as one of the most challenging tasks by the librarian because of complexity in procedures at different stages of selection of titles, obtaining approval for new titles, renewals, placing orders, invoice processing, maintaining check-in details. Serial management also has issues such as merger and acquisition of publisher and titles of journals, splitting of titles, renaming and also discontinuation. Moreover, journals vary in formats and in frequency of publication. However, journals are increasingly appearing in electronic format also. During early 1960, libraries started with automation of cataloging, circulation, acquisition and implementation of OPAC. In 1990, the serials automation started, but there were doubts whether it was worthwhile to spend the effort and funds required to convert manual system into automated system that might not accommodate all requirements of the serial acquisition and management processing. Finally, internet made a revolutionary impact on libraries, leading to innovative transformation of automated library operations and services. There is no longer any doubt about advantages of serials automation, although serials control systems are mainly designed to support services based on efficiency in acquisition, collection development and public services. Now let's see some of the definitions of serial control. Herolds in 1987 defines serial as any publication bearing either chronological or numerical designation issued in successive parts appearing at intervals, usually regular intervals, and as a rule intended to be continued indefinitely. Now according to ASER 2 2002 revision, serial is a publication in any medium issued in a succession of discrete parts, generally bearing numerical or chronological definitions and having no predetermined conclusion. Badaru in 2012 defines serial publications as print or non-print information sources issued in successive parts, both regularly or irregularly, numbered and intended for definite period of time. Library of Congress defines serials as print or non-print publications issued in parts, usually bearing issue numbers and or dates. International Center of International Standard Serial Number defines serial publication as unfinished set of documents published successively under the same title for an underdetermined period of time. Let's see the purpose of serial control subsystem. Serial control system, variably called as serial control in SOL 2.0, serials in Libsys 7 and serials management in New GenLib, is one of the most important and complex modules of any integrated library management software. The purpose of a good automated serials control system may be summarized as to have effective efficient control over subscription, renewal and cancellation of serials, to record and maintain current as well as serials holdings data accurately, and to provide accurate information about funds required and committed as subscription to serials, and to provide necessary management information reports whenever required, to reduce labor and time consuming work involved in manual serials control systems, and to have a good control over receipt of individual issues of journals, reminder for non-receipt of journal titles, binding and related activities. Now let's see the advantages of computerized serial control system. Serials management is possibly the most complex process in a library. It involves a lot of time-bound routine activities that require accuracy and precision. In special libraries, periodicals are the most important resources and take the lion's share from the library budget. The optimum utilization of these resources demands application of ICT as a management tool, and it improves the speedy and accuracy in serials control activities. It can generate various reports in required formats for MIS activities. It ensures timely reminders generation and better binding control, and it offers easy creation and maintenance of article indexing database, and thereby helps in providing a number of user services on demand in many forms. It facilitates online access to the serials database from anywhere, anytime, in any format. And also it predicts the arrival of journal issues and generates schedules for receiving journal issues. It helps in the export and import of cataloging data for serials received by the library. And in an integrated serial control module, the master database supplies most of the bibliographical, financial and administrative data at the time of the data entry. This approach ensures standardization of entries and also eliminates data redundancy, and also it supports generation of a variety of information products and user services in the desired form and formats. Now let's see the functions of automated serial control. Serial control consists of a number of activities and services often performed by manually. The basic functions and activities remain the same as in automated environment. Some of the major functions that can be expected of an automated serial control system are handling new subscriptions, handling renewal of subscriptions, cancellation of subscription, budget control, then department unit-wise budget, invoice processing, invoice for individual issues or for annual that is calendar or non-calendar subscription or appropriate subscription. And also creation and maintenance of master database, recording the receipt of journal issues, and generating receipts reminder for expecting missing issues, and managing sending claims for missing issues and sending reminders, dealing with special editions, supplements and indexes, dealing with name changes of publication, publisher and merged titles, splitting of journals, then binding control, then accessioning bound volumes, barcoding of accession numbers, and report generation, and listing of titles of the periodicals received alphabetical and subject wise, and also providing a hyperlink to the URL of e-version of journals, editing and updating of records, searching by title, publisher, distributor, sorting by date or volume or issue number. And also we have the option for web OPAC, then table of contents and other personalized information services, article indexing, indexing of journal articles by author, title and subject keywords, import and export bibliographic data of serials from one format to another, and union list and union catalog. Now let's see what are the administrative requirements for automated serial system. Administrative requirements of serial setup are initially prerequisite and security parameter that need to be defined before one can use serials module. These administrative requirements include vendor management, budget, frequency, delivery mode, binding and collection type, etc. Now let's see the creation and maintenance of master database. Modern ILMSs are based on relational data model. Each module of these packages centers around on a master database. Any number of additions, modifications and deletions are possible in the master database, and these changes are automatically reflected in all the submodules under the module. Serial control module also follows the same architecture, wherein records created in the master database are available to all the submodules under serial control. It reduces data entry work and ensures standardization. Generally, master database in serial control includes the master entries like title master. In this file, bibliographical details of new serial titles are entered after the selection and approval process. This file also includes the details of all the existing serials on the basis of some standard bibliographic format. Any number of additions and deletions in the title master file is possible through appropriate options. Another one is country master. In this file, it contains the names of countries and their corresponding codes for entering details of country of publication in submodules of serial control. And also country code is generally based on ISO 3166, where each country is represented by 2 unique characters. Example, the code for India as per ISO 3166 standards. And also we have master language master. This file contains entries for languages and the 3-digit codes as per the ISDS manual. Another one is supplier, publisher and binder master. This master file contains details of all local and foreign subscription agents, publishers of serials and binders along with their corresponding codes. These codes are generally created locally. And also we have the subject master. In this master file holds list of subject descriptors and is available in various submodules for entering subject groups of serials. This master also includes class numbers corresponding to subject covered. And also we have frequency master. Here arrival schedule for check-in of serial is generated based on the information provided in publication frequency master. Therefore, it is necessary to codify various types of frequencies of journals subscribed by the library. Automated master frequency database will help to monitor receipt and non-receipt of journal issues by sending reminders. And also we have budget master. In this file, it enables creation of income and expenditure heads, various subheads and allocation of funds for serials acquisition. The module also allows transferring funds from one expenditure head to another head depending on the expenditures as per requirements. Serial budget includes entries for budget head, subhead, then period, account name and code, dates, opening balance, amount spent, credit note amount and closing balance, etc. And also we can have currency master. In this file, it contains currency description, codes and exchange rates of foreign currencies in terms of Indian rupees. The conversion is calculated automatically based on the data given in this file. Currency conversion rate can be updated on the basis of GOC or bank rates in the master file and is reflected in the invoice process. Delivery mode master. When publishers and vendors arrange supply of serials by different modes of delivery such as airmail, shipment or postal, hand delivery, etc. Mode of delivery can be used to set lead time for expected date of issues of journals, keep the track of their receipt, and also reminder can be sent automatically once the lead period is over. Next we have physical media master, wherein serials are available in different types of media which are defined in master file. These physical media can be selected for creation of bibliographic record. The physical media will help user to navigate the required title in different forms of resources. It may be textual document, CD-ROM, magnetic tape, online, DVD-ROM, etc. This file includes description and corresponding codes for different physical media. And the next is binding type master, wherein individual parts or issues of journals are bound volume wise at the end of year or subscription period. Binding of back volumes of journals is a regular work of serials control system selection of a library, and this file contains different modes of binding, example standard, leather binding, cloth and resin binding, etc., and their corresponding codes. And also we have report master. This file includes report formats for each type of letter required for generation of outputs such as order letter, cancellation of order letter, reminder of letter and claim letter formats. These terms and conditions formulated by the library may be included in the order letter format. Now let's discuss about subscription acquisition of serials. Here the acquisition of serials and periodicals in a library is different from book ordering system. In contrast to regularly year after year against advance payment. This group of activities involves basic jobs such as selection of serials for new subscription, renewal or discontinuation of existing journals or serials, selection of delivery mode, selection of subscription mode, and formulation of terms and conditions of supply, then selection of vendors, approval from authority, ordering and renewal, payment, receipt of bound volumes, reminder generation, and adjustment of advance payment for non-receipt of journal issues, preparation of list of subscribed journals, new arrivals and serial holdings. So now let us discuss about circulation of periodicals. As a general principle, journal or periodicals are not issued like books. However, to meet specific and essential requirements in special libraries, bound volumes or loose issues of periodicals may be issued only for short period of time, overnight or for a day. This restriction is necessary to avoid gaps in journal volumes or issues, as missing issues or lost issues cannot be replaced easily. So for such short-term issue or return, the ILMS should have the provision of issue return, and the option for on-premise issue is also available during the office hours, or overnight issue may also be allowed. Otherwise, the librarian must get the software suitably customized to get this facility incorporated in the ILMS. Now let's see about article indexing. Article indexing is done to facilitate article level access to the content that appears in each issue of a serial subscribed by a library. A standard data input format is used for entering details of every article that appears in a given issue of journal. Such format can be the one prescribed for MARC, CCF, etc. Integrated library management softwares usually have a module or submodule for building article indexing database. Usually article indexing becomes necessary when externally published indexing and abstracting services do not cover the core journal in a given discipline. In absence of external indexing services, libraries can consider article indexing using ILMS. The first step of article indexing is to determine the bibliographic format of articles to be entered into the system. The input in the format article indexing should include some mandatory data elements that are essential to provide basic details of an article. A library must follow a subject thesaurus for the standardization of keywords or descriptors. A number of computer generated services like current awareness list, subject bibliographies, author bibliographies, then recent arrival list, etc. can be provided to users on the basis of article indexed in the database. Now let's see about the check-in. There are two basic methods in which the system can be devised to check in serials. They are by editing holdings statement and by prompting for expected issues. In the first method, the operator has to input the check-in data into the system, such as volume number, issues number, and additional information such as accompanied material or supplements. While this method is very flexible, it can be inconvenient and time consuming also. In the second method, the system can predict the unexpected issues. If the predicted issue matches with the one in hand which is to be checked in, the issue can be checked in, and however this method is possible for those serials which have predictable pattern of publication, and the expected issue can be predicted based on some frequency cycle. Now let's see about the claims. The system should be able to automatically identify and produce claim notices for relevant issues on failure to receive a new order within a library in a specified period, and also failure to receive the next issue within the expected time frame, and also receipt of an issue later than the expected time frame, and receipt of fewer number of copies in case the library is subscribing for multiple copies. The system should generate follow-up claim. The criteria for generating such claims may be one suitable to the individual library's practice. Although the system may support issuance of any number of claims, generally a maximum limit is fixed since the probability of receiving the issue after that limit is low. Now let us see about the computerized binding management. Binding management is particularly important in serials control system. It is a common practice in libraries to bind the completed volumes for archival storage. The system might support a variety of approaches for determining readiness, for which includes including upon full receipt of a specified number of issues, upon receipt of the final issue in a specified level of enumeration hierarchy, and at regular intervals as specified by the library. The binding set selection, the steps involves the work of selecting the relevant issues meant to be sent for binding. The selection follows the entering of volume and issue number, binding type, color and embossing type by using drop-down menu. Also the order process. In this step, the software has to generate order letter giving details of the types of binding, number of volumes for each types of binding, expected date of delivery, payment, etc. And then the receiving of bound volumes as per binding order, checking of the quality of binding and accessioning of bound volumes. It also has provision to enter receipt date, classification number, location, etc. and to send reminders for faults in completing the binding jobs and delivering. And next is the payment, where work starts with invoice processing for binding, generates payment release note or order, and finally record all the details of payment, example check or DD number, date, amount, budget head, then payment acknowledgement receipt number and date, etc. And also we can generate reminders also here, wherein you can for generating reminder letters to be sent to the binders in case of any delay in receiving the bound volumes, and binding sub module should generate a list of overdue items. Now let's see about e-journal management. These tasks typically associated with electronic journals can be grouped into following 6 categories associated with the life cycle of electronic journals. The typical e-journal life cycle as proposed by Oliver Pesch involves the steps like acquisition of e-journals, accessibility of e-journals, then administration, support, evaluation and renewal. Now let's see about the acquisition of e-journals. The acquisition of e-journals starts with identification of e-resources and enabling the trial access. After enabling the trial access, the library needs to invite quotations and negotiate a suitable price, which may be for a single or selected title or a bundle of titles for a given subject collection, or the entire e-journals by a publisher as a whole. The pricing modules for e-journals are also quite complicated as compared to the print journals. The pricing model can be traditional access model, that is ownership through contract, access through pay per view model, access to content through yearly subscription or a free online access to with print subscription, etc. The selected e-journals are ordered and invoiced with enabling the access by the publisher for subscribing institution. Now let's see about the accessibility of e-journals. After subscription of e-journals, the publisher provides its access to only authorized users of a library through secure mechanisms like username and password, IP filtering, proxy servers, etc. The library needs to monitor and maintain seamless access to e-journals through online on-campus or off-campus access mechanisms. The library also needs to create bibliographic records of subscription, that is the subscribed electronic journals, in the local catalog to enable their searching and linking. The MARC records can be created for small collections in-house or can be obtained from the publishers directly for large collections of subscribed e-journals. Libraries can also opt for an A to Z services for maintaining the title list. The list of journals is provided as per KBART standard by most of the publishers. Now let's see the administration part. The library needs to sign license agreement for subscribed e-journals. Important terms in license agreement such as subscription period, access mechanism, titles made accessible, back files made accessible, annual price increase, interlibrary loan terms, provision for archival access, post-termination access or maintenance fees, etc. should be examined and evaluated. The library needs to keep the title list updated and weed out the list of records from the catalog for which the subscription has been expired for convenience of the users. Let's see the support. Since the access to e-journals is available directly from the publisher's website, there may be external causes like IP change, the network failure or change of passport or a password, etc., which may disrupt access to e-journals. The library needs to effectively monitor and manage such issues for smooth access of e-journals. Now let's see the evaluation. The evaluation of e-journals is quite different from the print journals, since use of e-journals can be counted at different points of accessing the e-journals. The use of e-journals can be counted based on the number of hits from the A to Z link manager or from the usage data provided by the publisher. The usage statistics management is one of the important aspects in e-journals management. Use of SUSHI standard for automated harvesting of usage helps in gathering the usage. The download statistics can give justifications for renewal of e-journals and e-resources for later years. This analysis of counter report for access denials can also give us a suggestive list of journals for consideration of subscription in later years. Now let's see the renewal part. Renewal of e-journals is a component of acquisition process wherein resources were selected and evaluated for renewal of subscription in consecutive for the year. Now let's see about the e-journal management softwares. For effective management of e-journals, there are several proprietary and open source software available. There are also several software available which provide support for specific tasks in the ERM workflow, like a link resolver for open URL linking and creating A to Z listing, a tool for management of counter usage statistics, and support in decision making or evaluation. CUFTS is an open source ERM developed and maintained by Simon Fraser University Library, which provides basic electronic resource management services, allowing your library to centralize all of the details about your electronic collections, including licensing terms, renewal dates, contacts, and more. CUFTS ERM also features a renewal notification system reminding you of approaching deadlines and an A to Z list of your electronic resources. It also provides an open URL linking module named GeoDOT for article level linking. This software is written in Perl and uses PostgreSQL for managing the data. Coral, developed by University of Notre Dame, Hesburgh Libraries, is an electronic resources management system consisting of interoperable modules designed around the core components of managing electronic resources. It consists of 4 modules: resources, licensing, organizations, usage reports for management of various tasks of ERM workflow. Coral is written in PHP and uses MySQL as the backend database. eMetrics is a open source ERM developed by NC State University Library, which provides functionality in the area of licensing, access, collection evaluation, reporting, and name authority. ERMs. ERM is electronic resource management software is developed by the University of Wisconsin La Crosse. The software is based on Microsoft Access and provides features to manage databases, subscription dates, contacts, counter statistics management, etc. And let us see some of the general facilities which are available in the most of the ILMS software, which provides facilities like to users, like facility to plug into a serial database such as Ulrich periodical directory directly, and also provide URL link for subscribed e-journals to access resources from the publisher website or server, and also compatibility of software for getting usage statistics of e-journals, and also hyperlink the e-journal titles through WebOpac, and easily download the data or articles in required format for printing. Journals are more useful in electronic form due to enhanced search capabilities, economy of storage. The increase in cost for keeping printed material makes electronic forms more effective and attractive from an economic viewpoint. E-journals can be viewed when the library is not open if they have access to a network terminal. Also, invoicing and claiming the e-format. It also offers the speed of delivery, eliminates printing, and saves money in terms of postage cost for libraries, and also availability to provide linkage from library web page to table of contents of journal within the databases. Now let's see about the reports. A well-designed system provides a variety of reports required for day-to-day as well as occasional work or decision-making process. The system should provide both statistics as well as management reports. Serials control module helps to generate various customized reports on demand of users from the sub-modules like suggestion reports. One can generate report by selecting appropriate options like list of new titles, list of approved or non-approved or in-process titles, budget-wise, then department-wise, date-wise, vendor or publishers, and requester-wise, etc. as the case may be. Also, we can generate a subscription report. This module has provision for generating various types of subscription report according to status, that is new titles for order, list of titles for renewal, then order subscription overdue, titles ordered, then titles cancelled, generate order, that is letter, and other status by selecting an appropriate required option. You can also generate payment report, wherein the module enables to generate report by budget head, department, supplier or publisher wise, then currency wise, title, payment status, payment history, payment report, and membership, and all correspondence letters to the accounts and vendors or publishers, invoice register, etc. Also, you can generate a check-in report. One can generate various reports, namely issues received, not received issues, and missing issues, and status wise issues by filtering the list by various using various options like titles, subject wise, publisher wise, date wise, etc. And also you can generate binding report, where module enables to generate reports on various aspects of binding work carried in the library, like set preparation, list of order processed, bond volume received, and invoice process, list of bond volumes, accession, etc. And also you can generate master title report, that is ILMS serials module has provision to take out report using any of the options to generate the report under each head, like alphabetical, location, department wise, subscription, publisher, supplier wise, budget wise, and budget head wise, frequency, delivery mode, classification number wise, then language, subject wise, receipt mode wise, physical mode, physical media, status, and various other reports you can generate. Title history report also can be generated. Here the module helps to keep track and generate the reports of list of title changed, title split, title merged, publication status, and holdings, etc. However, most of the ILMSs are providing a list of articles indexed and list of online journals subscribed, which can be generated using required options. Table of contents service of a group of journals as per user selection, and compilation of subject bibliographies. CAs services in online and offline mode also, and altering services on specific topics offline as well as online, and compilation of abstract bulletin on any given topic. So that's all. Let us now summarize the module so far we have covered. Here in the module we have covered objectives of serials control with basic concepts and definition. It also highlights importance of administrative requirements for automated serial control for creation of master databases and its functional logical link with other optional operational modules. And more emphasis was given to operational ICT application techniques and tools. Also described the process of automated function of serial control, like subscription, payments, check-in, reminders, binding process, title history, article indexing, e-journal management, and also we have covered advantages of computerized serials control subsystem. And also module also covered the generation of various reports related to the submodules. So that's all in this serial control module. Thank you.